Today I want to talk about 5 filming mistakes that I made that ultimately ruined my film's potential. But before I dive into that, if you are new here, this channel is all about giving you the confidence to lean into a full-time career as a wedding filmmaker. So if you're into that sort of thing, it would mean so much if you consider liking and subscribing. But without further ado, let's dive in. The first tip that I want to dive into is patience, or lack thereof. As wedding filmmakers, maybe some of you can relate to this, but to some degree. I think we all have this impulsive feeling on the wedding day. This feeling inside of us to always be thinking about the next shot, the next frame, the next item on the timeline, instead of really being present in the moment. And this leads to us falling prey to being impatient, to stopping record during a moment, thinking that the moment was done, and then the moment that you were supposed to record that would have made the hugest impact in your film just happened and you missed it.
Don't cry, don't cry, don't.
But I think if we can practice being present and letting moments breathe before we stop recording or even before we speak while recording. I can't tell you how many times I've caught myself speaking during a recording of a moment that was just really amazing and having the audio be ruined because I was too busy talking. Because the truth is, when it comes to the wedding day, sometimes the best moments are ones that we're not prepared for. The unscripted moments, those are where we really get gold. And in order to really capture those moments, we have to be present. We have to be aware of our situation. We have to anticipate things that we just don't know are coming or don't think will happen, but we're hopeful. But it's also really important to just give yourself some grace here because we can't always anticipate every single moment, but we can get better at recognizing them when they do occur. Imagine a world where you can work less and focus on what brings you joy in life. You can kick backlog in the face and focus on working on your business instead of in your business. And right now you can get 65% off on your first edit by heading over to uncutgems.com and use code wayward65 at checkout. Take it from me, these guys are the real deal. They have worked on several films for me, and honestly, I have just been blown away by the quality and the turnaround time. And it doesn't hurt to try them out and see if they can fit your needs and your workflow and help you elevate your end product at the same time. So check the link below for some more information, and without further ado, let's get back to some of my mistakes. The next is the wrong frame rate. One huge reason I decided to film all of my weddings in 60 frames per second, regardless of the situation, was because I would so frequently mix up my frame rates during the wedding day and forget to switch it back during moments that I knew I wanted to slow down later on. Now, I do believe that we are starting to see a transition from a lot of filmmakers abandoning the traditional slow-mo in every frame style wedding films. There's always a time and a place and a reason to use these creative techniques in your story.
You know, and I'm not judging you, but I'm just saying everybody else is gonna.
Another mistake that I often made was falling victim to the trends of social media and filming too many shots with way too much movement. Movement that had no influence or motivation, just for the sake of producing a vanity film that was just to serve my own selfish ambition, to garner more likes and praise and attention within my work, even though it wasn't part of what the couple wanted. And this was the wrong thing to do and ultimately led to ruining this film's potential because it just wasn't genuine. It wasn't authentic to who the couple was. Because less is more when it comes to creating genuine and authentic wedding films that truly resonate with your couple and serve your creative spirit at the same time. So focus on your couple's goals and the intention behind your movement to best serve your story. Before the days of wisdom in my early filmmaking career was when I disregarded audio, which was a huge mistake that always kept my film from really reaching its true potential and connecting with my ideal couple. And when I did finally start digging into audio, I really only relied on the DJ's soundboard, which was another huge mistake. This was such a bad strategy in my early days because I was honestly placing the couple's quality of their film in the hands of someone who wasn't even responsible for it. While the DJ can be a great complement and asset to our work, they shouldn't be the only person you rely on to capture quality sound on the wedding day. As filmmakers, we should always rely on our own equipment, our own ability to capture quality sound for our couple, because ultimately that's what they are investing in us for. So always make sure that you have backups for your backups. And if you want to see the audio equipment that I use for my wedding films, you can find all of my gear linked below. And the last mistake that I made starting out that I feel a lot of wedding filmmakers make is imposing an unrealistic expectation on the photographer to be the lead creative on the wedding day. For every situation and location, relying on them for positioning, for lighting, for posing the couple, I would tend to hide in the shadows and let the photographer just lead the day, even if I felt a huge disconnect between what they were doing. To the inauthentic posing, the blown out highlights, or the super fast rapid shutter capturing of moments that led me to only 1 to 2 seconds of video. It wasn't until I started communicating my needs and collaborating with the photographer that my film and my style began to really take shape. Because if you rely solely on other vendors to make your film magic, instead of using the superpower inside of you, you'll fall victim to frustration and unfulfillment early on because the film just won't feel like you. It'll feel very cookie cutter and forced and inauthentic. So by fostering a collaborative and supportive spirit, you can work together with a photographer to create wedding films that exceed couples' expectation while respecting their artistic process as well. So what do you guys think of these 5 filming mistakes? Have you made them? Have you made other mistakes that almost ruined your film altogether? I know it's a hard topic to talk about, but I'd love to hear from you guys, so drop a comment below, and until next time, keep creating and telling beautiful stories. Peace.